exactly is happening in Dhaka?
Sharif Usman bin Hadi, he was very iconic. He was very popular. He was a sensation. Has died in Singapore from gunshot wounds and suffered in assassination attempts in Dhaka.
What impact these demonstrations are going to have on Bangladeshi politics vis-a-vis also on India?
The demonstrations has triggered directly, pointing directly the engagement of India in the internal politics, internal issues, internal integrity of Bangladesh.
There are reports which suggest that there is an Indian involvement in the killing of Mr. Usman Hadi. How would you like to comment on these reports?
Reflections are coming and people are assuming that it is the India that trying to make Bangladesh's internal law and order situation into volatile.
What is the link between these protesters and the residents of former president?
A complete generation is very angry to the government, outstate government, why they did not allow young generation to come into politics and to put their vote to choice.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, political situation in Bangladesh is once again very, very volatile. Bangladesh is witnessing once again demonstrations. And this time, these demonstrations are taking place as a mark of protest on the killing of Mr. Usman Hadi. Mr. Usman Hadi, a student leader who was all set to contest the next year's general election, was shot dead in Dhaka by unknown attackers. What exactly is happening now and where situation is heading, we will try to examine, analyze in today's conversation. We are fortunate to have with us Mr. Rashed Kanchan, who is political analyst and very senior journalist based in Dhaka. Mr. Rashed Kanchan, very warm welcome to Program Insight in V News English.
It's a huge pleasure to join in your program, sir. You are one of my very favorite journalists in Pakistan. I sometimes
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would like to know from you what exactly is happening in Dhaka.
Well, a very unexpected and very unfortunate things took place on 12th of December. Sharif Usman bin Hadi, he was very iconic. He was very popular. He was a sensation to the young generation, a 32-year-old student protest leader and the spokesperson of his party, Inqilab Manch, has died in Singapore from gunshot wounds and suffered in assassination attempts in Dhaka. And I already said that the date was in 12th December. He succumbed to injuries after 6 days on life support at Singapore General Hospital. Singapore's foreign minister called to our interim government chief that they are very sorry. They tried, but he has died. And today afternoon, the nation has received the dead body, came from Singapore to Dhaka, Hazrat Shahjaral International Airport, and with a broken heart, they have received the dead body of this hero.
So, Mr. Kanchan, the point is that we have seen these demonstrations are quite deadly, and these demonstrations basically started against India. So I would like to know that what impact these demonstrations are going to have on Bangladeshi politics vis-a-vis also on India.
You pointed rightly, the demonstrations has triggered directly, pointing directly the engagement of India in the internal politics, internal issues, internal integrity of Bangladesh. Hadi's death has triggered widespread protest and violent unrest across Bangladesh, not only in Dhaka, but seriously in Dhaka and other major cities, sir. Demonstrators have triggered and targeted offices of major newspapers. Two newspapers is very popular, to be very honest, in Bangladesh. One is Bengali, the Pratham Alo, another one is in English, the Daily Star. But people have a idea. People are assuming these two newspapers are fully backed by Indian intelligence agency. They have triggered that Joint Task Force Intelligence of Indian Agency and RAW Research and Analysis Wings have always push editorial and news capsules from Delhi to Dhaka. That's why people call Delhi's prescription writes in these two newspapers. Last night, the people has burned and destroyed that two newspapers. Being a journalist, this is of course very unexpected, but these things took place. And new generation of Bangladesh are very clear. They have spoken very clearly that Bangladesh is a sovereign country. Bangladesh should protect its own integrity, security, sovereignty, and of course, Bangladesh will look after its politics. Nothing will be coming back. Prescription will be coming from New Delhi. They will not tolerate this. This is what is going on. And right this moment, a huge gathering student protests are taking place in the heart of the Dhaka University area. People are very angry to the India why they are not giving back the ousted prime minister to the interim government hands, because she's already convicted on different and several suits.
That's you said. So, what impact these demonstrations are going to have on Bangladesh-India relations? And in the backdrop of this, the residence of Indian diplomat in Dhaka was also attacked. And as you said, that Bangladeshi people will not accept political prescription from New Delhi, and they will try to protect the Bangladeshis' own interest. In the backdrop of this, uh, impact on Bangladesh India relations of these demonstrations?
All right, sir. You rightly said the protests have strong anti-India sentiments, with chants and attacks often directed at symbols perceived as pro-India or linked to the former government alliances. Some demonstrations have also involved Islamist groups and other political factions, reflecting a broader discontent beyond a single issue. I can give you some indications that there has been escalating diplomatic strain with India. India has summoned Bangladesh's envoy, High Commissioner in New Delhi, over threats to its diplomatic missions and rising security issues in Dhaka. Dhaka did the same thing. Anti India rhetoric and allegations that attackers fled toward India have circulated through police, have started. There is no verified evidence of attackers crossing the border, sir.
So there are reports which suggest that there is an Indian involvement in the killing of Mr. Usman Hadi. How would you like to comment on these reports?
Uh, Let me be professional. As a journalist, as it is an under investigation, and the interim government led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus called for a calm and declared a national day of mourning, and he assured the nation that a transparent and credible investigation and justice for this killing he will take care personally. He has given the national speech through the national television run by the state, has assured the nation. So I should not comment on this, that India has a direct link to the killing of Usman bin Hadi. But reflections are coming, and people are assuming that it is the India that trying to make Bangladesh's internal law and order situation into volatile, because upcoming elections schedules have been declared, and some commentators are saying India, along with their alliance former party, has been ousted from Dhaka to Delhi, are in a commitment that they will not help Bangladesh or interim government to conduct the election fair, credible, and acceptable. So it has a link, of course.
So, since this late Usman Hadi was a candidate for next year's general election, contesting for Bangladeshi parliament. What impact his killing will be on next year's general election? What do you think about his followers, his voters, his party? What will be impact on upcoming election?
Yeah, it is a very good election question. I appreciate you, sir. That is why I said you are one of my very favorite
Very
journalists in
kind. Very
Pakistan.
kind.
Yes, there is of course a very good, very strong impact on upcoming elections. The national parliamentary elections are scheduled for February 12th, 2026. The first vote since the 2024 student-led uprising that ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Hadi was expected to run as an independent candidate in the key Dhaka constituency, making his assassination highly politically sensitive. The unrest sparked by his death threatens to complicate election logistics and political narratives. Exaggerating. And I can tell you, the young generation, the Gen Zs, are so committed that they will give respect back to Hadi's vision. It indicates that they will be more stronger, more powerful, more organized, and more patriotic on this issue. I personally think the Gen Zs or young generation or his followers will not compromise his death. They will make this big incident as the power of their next movement, sir.
Mr. Rashid Kanchan, another incident that was reported, that is the residence of founder president of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujib, was also attacked and burned. So, what is your analysis? Why student leaders attacked the residence of founder of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujib? It was not only attacked. We heard that it is burned. Would you share details, number one? And number two, would you give analysis that why it has been attacked? What is the link between these protesters and the residents of former president, founder president? Along with that, offices of the political party Awami League were also attacked.
Well, as you know, that the last government was in power for more than 16 years, and in 16 years they have conducted three elections, but people could not reach even into the vote centers, polling centers. People could not vote.
So
This is
elections were
worldwide
manipulated.
known.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is worldwide known. So a complete generation is very angry to the government, ousted government, why they did not allow young generation to come into politics and to put their vote to choice. Because that three elections was absolutely manipulated. This was the main reason. And Sheikh Mujib was very respected to the people of Bangladesh and considered as the father of the nation, founder president. But during the last 16 years of ruling, brutal ruling, I must say,
By his daughter,
autocratic ruling by
exactly.
Sheikh Hasina, Sheikh Mujib has been impacted. The image of Sheikh Mujib, image of the father of the nation has been impacted seriously. And people of this country are very angry with that big political party and their legacy. They don't want to keep a sign of father of the nation on the soil of Bangladesh. It all became not in a day, after years of very rough and tough ruling by Sheikh Hasina.
So, as you said, that the Bangladeshi people were quite angry. They didn't want any sign of Awami League, neither of Sheikh Hasina or founder president Sheikh Mujib. And since you talked about Indian role in Bangladeshi politics, what do you think in the next general election? Bangladeshi people will be definitely casting their vote. All eyes are focused that who could win these elections and forming the government. But as a result of definitely election, there will be an elected government. And then what do you think? What will be the future influence of India after the next year's general election? Will India will remain same influential and powerful as it was during Sheikh Hasina's time?
Thank you, sir, for a very relevant and very nice question framing for me. I was waiting for this opportunity to explain the situation of Bangladesh. Of course, India is a bordering country. We have
Mhm.
almost 4,700 longest border with India. India had a role in 1971. So Indian government always tried to influence and put their dominance on the economy, on the border, on the politics of Bangladesh. That's true. But time has changed, sir. New generation are the global
It's totally
mindset.
different one. Exactly.
Yeah, new generation. You see the Gen Z's activities in not only in Bangladesh, in around the globe, they have been changing the entire political old narrative. They are creating their own narrative. They are following the world news. So they are preparing themselves for the upcoming days to rule or to run or to work for the country. I personally don't think that Gen Zs will be in compromise to have a good ties with New Delhi because they are very angry what they have done in last couple of decades on Bangladesh. Their influence will no more be accepted because the Gen Zs are telling that there will be no compromise on national security, national sovereignty, national integrity, and national development, and they will no matter what will allow New Delhi or any other country for influencing Bangladeshi politics. Their demand is very clear. Bangladeshi people will determine Bangladesh's future, sir.
Another important aspect is that over the last couple of months, a new proposal is under consideration for creating a new regional alliance or sort of association, same on the pattern of SAP. Because as you remember, former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Hasina Wajid, along with India, they remain biggest obstacle in SAC working. So, to what extent this new proposal would make its way? And there are reports that it could comprise of China, Bangladesh, and Pakistan.
It's a wonderful question, sir, because Bangladesh also needs geopolitical alignment with the countries like Pakistan and China, because I personally was very proud of SARC, but
Mhm.
due to the former Prime Minister and India's negligence, SARC could not function properly. And recently, I want to give a huge thanks to the Pakistani Prime Minister to go for an alignment, NATO type pact, military pact with Saudi Arabia. To be very honest, many people in this country knocked me that why don't you talk that Bangladesh and Pakistan should come a NATO type military pact that will help both the countries from the aggressive behavior of India. Because you see, Indian aggressive behavior lost its all neighbors. Nepal is not in capture. Nepal lost. Bhutan lost. Sri Lanka
Loss.
lost. Maldives lost. Pakistan, they are fighting with Pakistan. They are undermining Bangladesh. That's why few Bangladeshi scholars and policymakers are knocking me that why don't you talk Bangladesh need a military pact like Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has done, and like Article 5 of NATO, the same. If one country is attacked, other country will feel in the same manner. Why Bangladesh and China will not be joining in that pact? So questions are raising. Peoples are concerned about it. Now I will request the policymakers or the rulers of both country to start talking and to create things like this for their own interest and the protection of the nations.
Thank you so much indeed, Mr. Rashid Kanchan, Dhaka based political analyst, senior journalist, for spending time and talking to program Insight in We News English Pakistan on the current political happenings in Bangladesh. Dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.